Good morning and welcome to Monday's edition of TVC Breakfast. My name is Etoma Edu.
Good morning, Nigeria. What a beautiful Monday. We're here to make sure that you're updated and your week starts the right way. I am Ria Abdul. Welcome to our show.
Raining Monday morning here in Lagos. Thanks for joining us on TVC Breakfast. I am Emmanuel Ajayi.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to TVC Breakfast, a fresh new week Monday, setting the pace, great information and all things equal. My name is Nelson Etta. Ria Abdul, good to have you back on the table.
There's a lot of tea to tell on this table, but it's beautiful to be back.
A lot of tea. Where is the tea?
No, this is the tea and this is the breakfast. We eat But anyway, once again, a very good morning, Nigeria. It's amazing and we're happy to be back here again. It's Monday and we're starting your week on the right note. But I'm sure you all missed me, right?
Absolutely.
You all missed me.
I did. Yeah. Why? No, I'm not sure they did, but I did.
All right, so there's a lot to talk about on the show. You know how we do it. At some point, Nelson is going to bring us all the papers and we do the newspaper review. And then we'll go to Abuja, the Center of Unity, where we have the FCT brief. And then we also have something where we'll talk about tax. So do make sure you stay with us for that one. And also, Nelson will bring us everything trending in the world of social media and more with Trending Now. So it's definitely going to be a fantastic show. Please grab your cup of coffee and let's have a good one. Now we'll start with the story where the GUBA Award made a historic Caribbean debut on the 12th of November in Barbados. Now, the GUBA Award and Trade Mission represents a unique opportunity to showcase Barbados to high-net-worth individuals and potential investors from Africa. The 2025 theme was Reclaiming Our Atlantic Destiny, Connect, Build, Renew, which emphasizes the power of unity, innovation, and heritage. Now, the award ceremony honored 19 individuals and organizations whose work in transforming the African-Caribbean narrative has had a huge impact across multiple sectors of society. Now, I covered this event, TVC News. We were live there in Barbados, and I bring you this. It's the GUBA Awards 2025, and we're live in Barbados. Today, we are rewarded excellence. A lot of people are going to be rewarded for great works that they have been doing.
Well, it's a fantastic initiative. It brings, of course, the African continent with the Caribbean and the diaspora from around the world. And this really is very historic for a number of reasons. Of course, this year marks 400 years that the British would have landed in Barbados. And of course, we know the history. It wasn't an easy one. But for this to happen now in the 400th year after that would have happened, bringing together our brothers and sisters from the continent and the diaspora in a country that was, of course, the global headquarters, unfortunately, for the British slave empire.
It's a beautiful day to see Africans in Africa and Africans in the Caribbean coming together to celebrate this beautiful day. And I am shedding tears. I don't know if you can see my eyes because this is the day the Lord has made.
I think it's fabulous. I think the bond that we're making with the motherland is important as a West Indian country. I think it's time enough that we form bigger bonds with the motherland.
We set a very bold ambition to be the #1 education system in the world for the next 7 years. Why is that? We have to transform our curriculum, making it fit for purpose for 21st century realities, preparing our young people to lead the world through development, through consciousness, fighting the issues of the climate crisis and preparing them to do major things as well.
Congratulations and a big shout out to my sister Dencha for putting such a beautiful event right here in the heart of the Caribbean. I mean, no direct flight has ever landed in this country. You're the trailblazer, you did it for the first time. I can't wait to see you do it again and again.
And yes, just like what Woody Maya had said, there is no direct flight from, Ghana or Nigeria to Barbados. So oftentimes the people in Barbados, they feel isolated because when you want to travel there, it's either you have to go to the US, you have to go to London, you have to go to Canada. It's actually a very long process. But this is the first ever direct flight that goes from, that went from Accra, Ghana, stopped at Cape Verde for like a fuel break and then straight to Barbados. First ever done. It was a chartered flight. But my highlight for me is this flight, like we can see on the screen, because it was groundbreaking. It's never been done before. You know, she had that idea that we're chartering a flight that is going to go to Barbados. Let's show the world that we can do it. And I had various conversations, you know, with some of the prominent people there. And one thing they highlighted, talking about the commissioner of Barbados to Ghana, she said they're having talks to see how this can happen. And she mentioned Air Peace. You know, they're having talks with Air Peace to see how we can now have a direct flight from Nigeria straight to Barbados, so that they don't feel isolated. You know, but Etoma, you're watching the video. It was a beautiful moment. I'm happy that TVC, we follow the stories. That's me very excited there, you know, just bringing all of that. But Etoma, when we talk about Barbados, we talk about the Caribbeans, you know, what do you make of this?
Ah, man. Talking about this, I remember Cape Verde. 2 years ago, there was something similar to this that happened in Cape Verde, and I had the privilege of being part of it. And one of the biggest problems they're focused on was the lack of direct flights.
Yeah.
You know, the lack of direct flights from, and everybody's talking about Nigeria and Ghana, you know, because of the market in Nigeria. And according to the Minister of Trade in Cape Verde, he said the kind of ideas that comes out of Nigerian businessmen's heads is what he is interested in. And these are the kind of collaborations I know that Barbados needs, not just for Barbados itself, but for to re-establish the link, because all those people there believe that their source is Africa, which is true, and they want to identify with Africa. So I hope the talks with Air Peace goes on very well, and they come to a good conclusion, so they can have that sense of belonging. They can come to Nigeria as much as they want, because the truth about it is that they want to come. They want to especially have business discussions with Nigerian businessmen, Ghanaian businessmen, and so on, and see how it goes from there.
Yeah, and just like Thomas said, one thing for me as well was when the commissioner of Barbados to Ghana spoke about the fact that it's not just about Ghana as well. We're looking at Nigeria, highly populated. Absolutely. We have a lot of people that want to travel there, not just for entertainment. Some people want to go there for actually education. Some people want to go for business. But then when they think about the long flights, they're just discouraged.
It's a good one that we're seeing the first flights from Ghana to Barbados at this time. And this is opening the doors for investors, even in Nigeria, to tap into what is coming up, talking about the bilateral relations that we're seeing. You were there. You should be able to tell us your own experience inside that particular flight, because I made mention of a flight I had from Abuja to Ghana, and you were like, oh, why will you take such flights?
Don't mention the flight of the name of the flight.
Mention of that flight.
Okay, but let me tell you my experience. It was a beautiful one. Nelson, when I got into the plane, it was clean, smooth. The pilots were well trained, because it was a chartered flight. I'm not going to mention the name of the flights, but the pilots were well trained. So we got 4 hours to Cape Verde. When we got there, we stopped for a fuel break, because we definitely have to do that fuel break. After the fuel break, it was about 50 to 45 minutes, and then we went straight to Barbados. It was a beautiful landing. While we were in the plane, we were just having the conversations that we cannot wait to see this happen. And I'm speaking for Nigeria, because I live in Nigeria, and that's why when I met the commissioner, the first thing I asked her, I was like, yes, I know that a flight has taken off from Ghana to Barbados, but what about Nigeria? What about Lagos? We also want to see this happen. And that's when she highlighted to me that we're looking forward to that, and we're having conversations with Air Peace. For me, it was a smooth flight. I was scared at first, I'm like a chartered flight. Who is going to be the pilot? I actually went into the cockpit as well, had conversations with the pilots. It was very smooth. And I think GUBA, they planned it and they prepared themselves really well for this. We were about, I think about 105 or so, in the flights. People were just happy.
That's a lot.
Yeah, people were just happy that this is finally happening. Now, I'll tell you something. There was a man, he has his wife in Barbados. He's been trying to get to his wife, and he wasn't able to do it. So GUBA Awards was the reason why he could go meet his wife over there in Barbados.
Wow. Can you imagine?
I mean, looking at the visuals that has come from it, it looks absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
I can imagine the experience, And Barbados, as an Arabian or Caribbean country, it's a beautiful place. It's some place you want to go relax, have fun, catch the breeze,
eat fish,
eat fish, which they have quite a lot there. And enjoy the vibrant culture, that is in this place. It's lovely. It's reminding me of the Calabar Christmas Festival, as well. It looks pretty good. Rhea, next time when you're going, girl, don't go alone.
And I hope investors in Nigeria also tap into the aspiration of this country and Nigeria about the $1 trillion US dollar economy by 2030. So this will also help investors to key into this initiative to bring more development to the aviation sector, especially in Nigeria. What we hope to see one day,
if we have that direct flight from there to Lagos.
From Lagos to Barbados.
Especially in education as well, because I spoke to the education minister and he spoke about how important education is for them at Barbados and how he's doing his best, you know, by 2026, 2028, we're going to see how Barbados education is going to stand tall. So at the end of the day, if we can have these direct flights, we can have our people go there and learn and come back, you know, just have these exchange programs that are going to be very beneficial. So
about
I think
2-3 months ago, I think 2 months ago, teachers in Africa, you know, were called together by the African Union in Ethiopia. And what they discussed is every teacher in Africa should have the same kind of training, the same kind of everything, so that curriculum will be almost the same. And the way the way teachers are treated in Barbados, for example, should be the way teachers are treated in Tanzania. You know, things like that. I wanted to come in to ask you about the education thing, and you just took it up because I heard the minister talking about how well they are planning to build the education system, and that within 7 years the education system will be something to talk about in the world. Yes, that is an area of collaboration, and for Nigerians that are going to Barbados and there that are coming to Nigeria, before you go, do some research. You know, where do you have strength, and how do I make money out of it?
Absolutely.
Well, amazing. We can go on and on about this, but yes, a big thanks to TVC as well. We followed the stories, and that's why when this was happening, we were part of the historic flight that left from Accra straight to Barbados. Well,